any of you have the 5-star, the legendary 5-star passport, and you guys travel, let me know if you have problems going through TSA, or let me know if you've never had any problems going through TSA.
Headline: Woman arriving to Puerto Vallarta sent home over passport card. Date of the story, April 18, 2016. For this particular video, I'll be using images of passport cards which appear to be legitimate. This does not constitute doxing, as all this information that will be used in this video is in the public domain. This particular news story covers a couple who traveled from Chicago to Mexico on a trip. There's a trip that the wife, who's pictured on this card, Christine Smecka, had won. Miss Smecka's spouse did have a traditional passport with a passport book, while she carried this particular card. The story is important in a sense that you learn what it takes to travel across the border by air compared to versus land or sea. In this particular story, the woman had to fly home after landing in Mexico because the appropriate clarifying agent in Chicago failed to take note that she was using a passport card for air travel, which apparently is a no-no for international travel. You cannot use a card passport to fly by air to a different country, even if it's just a neighboring country like Canada or Mexico. Why I care about the story at all is because she has the 5 stars on her passport card, which is in the lore of those who believe in the special passports is the highest ranking for a passport card. In one of James, aka Bad Wolf's videos, he shows some alleged insider information concerning the ranks of the various number of stars that can appear on a passport card. 5 stars allegedly denotes a capitis minimus, a true free person considered a non-USA American national, or a state citizen. I am not telling you this information to encourage any belief or devotion to this information. I'm simply trying to discern the truth. So one of the things I am discerning is, did this woman in the year 2014 go through this special process of applying for a special passport card, yet chose to travel unaware of the rules for flying with passport books versus passport cards? To me, this seems a bit inconsistent. I regained interest in this topic after another video made reference to having a special 5-star passport. This led me to do a YouTube search for the passport card, really just this 5-star passport, and this video appeared, Do-It-Yourself American National Passport. It purports to show the correct instructions for changing the typical entries you would add to an application for a passport to distinguish yourself from a traditional 14th Amendment US citizen. This video stated that an important change would be to hide a social security number by using zeros, to change the mailing address to in care of, and then put some sort of address, to sign the application without prejudice above your signature with UCC 1-308, to mark other distinguishing features that neither of your parents are US citizens, you say no for each, to state that you yourself are not a US citizen, to initially list your permanent address as rural free delivery, then the city, state, zip code being placed all zeros. This permanent address being different from the actual mailing address, which is listed below. After viewing that video, I came across an associated website called Beat the Law State Citizen Passport. This website offers an update to the previous suggestions in a YouTube video, stating you should actually add social security numbers instead of zeroing it out. Other information is essentially the same. This website continues to make other claims that this particular special status could be ignored if you use terminology such as stating you're a US citizen on certain documents. Also, if you ever document that you live in the United States. The United States is considered to be separate from the United States of America, the former being given as a corporation. The other special alleged benefits of the card or book is that you would have the opportunity to live the rest of your life without paying taxes. Also, officers would be forced to allow you to go about your way for minor traffic infractions in which there is no injured party. Also, you'll be allowed to conceal carry weapons in any state. without a special permit. So what is suggested by these rather tall claims has to be matched with findings and objective reality. There have to be instances of individuals who are operating at this higher level simply due to a change in status on the passport. This website distinguishes itself from information that James had provided in stating that you simply would not know based off looking at the new passport if you have the special status. James states that you can find out how you rank with the cards. I've gone through James's channel and watched a few videos, particularly the ones pertaining to the card. In his video, How to Fill Out a DS11, he explains the process. He said he recently had undergone it at that point, this over a year ago. Eventually, he obtained a passport card that had 3 stars on it. In an update which occurred later on, he explains how attaching a cover letter which explains his status as an American national somehow allowed him to get an upgraded passport card with 4 or 5 stars. I did a DuckDuckGo search for 5-star passport card when the first links to appear was this answers.com question, what do 5 stars in US passport card mean? This individual answered, according to the U.S. Code Title 46, Chapter 73, Section 7306, passports are given 1 to 6 stars. 5 stars is able seaman, so you are low in ranking aboard the United States Corporation. 1 star is able seaman unlimited. So obviously I went ahead and looked up the section of the code this person was citing. And so here we're in 46 U.S. Code Chapter 73, Merchant Mariners Documents. Very interesting that the theme of this particular chapter is about how to designate specific ranks in the merchant mariners. 7304 is citizen notation on merchant mariners documents. An individual applying for a merchant mariners document shall provide satisfactory proof that the individual is a citizen of the United States. That's the corporation, everybody. Before the notation is made on the document. Section 7306, General Requirements and Classifications for Able Seamen. To qualify for an endorsement as an able seaman authorized by this section, an applicant must satisfactorily provide proof that they are at least 18 years of age, they have service required by the applicable section of this part, they are qualified professionally as demonstrated by an applicable examination or educational requirements, and they are qualified as to sight, hearing, and physical condition to perform seaman duties. The classifications are: number 1, able seaman unlimited; number 2, able seaman limited; number 3, able seaman special; number 4, able seaman offshore supply vessel; number 5, able seaman sail; number 6, able seaman fishing industry. Looking at these ranks and given the context of how the ranks are listed, I have to conclude that this has absolutely nothing to do with the 5-star card for passports. Even though the passport theme is a maritime theme, and so it would seem appropriate that this could be some type of allusion, the legal US code documentation to the cards in a manner that only those with eyes can see will be able to perceive it. When you look at these specific ranks, like for 4 offshore supply vessels, 5 sail, 6 fishing industry, it is clear that they are talking about specific ranks and duties of seamen as different types of occupations. Just like with other forms of licensure, you can have like a limited license, a special occasions license, it's like able seaman special, or you can have a license with particular limitations to certain fields, like let's say sail or fishing industry. And of course, licenses are often designated as being limited or unlimited, the first 2 ranks. I Google searched passport card, and so again, all of these cards you see here are in the public domain, brought up by Google search. But what is important to note is that the example card, exemplar, basically has a 3-star designation on it. James, who has done videos discussing the various rankings of the cards, has stated in multiple videos that having the 3-star designation means that you are like partially sovereign. You might say capitis medius. I'm sorry, maybe sovereign's not the best word. I'll just say partially state citizen, where you have many of your separatory benefits from a full 14th Amendment US citizen. So that would suggest that this example person attempted the process of which I showed you earlier and got the 3-star card as a result. You have this display card, which is considered an example from a website that offers Arizona MVD services. Sun City. It shows an individual with names redacted that also has 5 stars. If 5 stars is truly the highest status, why would this person be given as an example if it's a rare thing? Not everyone achieves the 5 stars, because you have to write in your special state citizen exclusions on your DS11 passport application. Here's another example for a passport card with 3 stars. Again, just an example card, specifically listing 3 stars. Now I'm on a website from a presumed travel consultant named Austin Patton. Website is austinpatton.com. He shows an example of his very own passport card. It indeed has 5 stars. He makes no special comment on in any kind of process he undergone to show that he is a state citizen instead of a US citizen. He simply states the common benefits of a passport card, which everyone knows about. That is that you can travel via land or sea to nearby countries and pay a lower cost than getting a passport book. Here is another example of a 3-star passport. This from a website that simply describes the basics of the US passport card. And yet another passport card with 3 stars. This from an individual who describes renewing a US passport while living in France, part 3, in Italian point of view. Here's the passport card of a woman who at most is only 21 years old, given that she was born 19 February 2000. She has 4 stars in her card. So was her mother or perhaps was her father smart enough to know how to do the special application for the card in 2009 when it was issued? Again, all I'm doing is taking a random sample from scrolling down a page on Google search for passport card. So far in this random sampling, I've not encountered a single 1-star or 2-star passport card. All these individuals featured somehow went through a special process to get the 3-star designation, at least according to the explanation of Bad Wolf, aka James. Alright, so here's the passport card for a Sean Banks. It appears to be 4 stars. This is from Anderson at Large, government issue photo ID, please. This particular website is about Cost of Freedom Project, which is describing a special location-based web app for voters who don't have a passport card, passport, driver's license, or other issued government ID. They may not have a, quote, pot it or a window, but they still have the right to vote. It's basically some kind of political activism blog. So statistically, given I just did a random sampling of cards available in the public domain with stars, the probability that all these individuals went through a specialized process of stating that their parents were not US citizens, that they were not US citizens, but were instead nationals, that probability I find to be sufficiently low for me to completely doubt unequivocally any association with a number of stars and any special designation of a person, or should I say free man, distinguishing him or her from a US citizen. James, if you can show me any evidence which is irrefutable that your claims concerning the star designations denoting different levels of sovereignty of the American national with merit, then I will continue to walk down the path you laid, implementing tactics to better my own condition as well as the condition of others from this special context. I find this short presentation I gave is a fair debunk of the claims. I do not like making debunking videos. I find it unfair that the US government started listing star designations on passports without any public domain explanation of what it means. This would obviously lead to mountains of lore as well as grifting off the lore. All of it sandcastles of nonsense built in people's minds, built off their desires and ideals for a better world. Those castles easily smashed to the bits with solid reasoning. While I have very strong ideals, I'm also a slave to the truth and to reason. The balance of the two allows you to build a pathway forwards without wasting much time. Listeners, viewers, if you went through this process, you obtained either a 5-star or a 1-star passport, you've noticed you may have enjoyed special benefits such as absence of requirement for tax paying or other carriage for travel registration benefits. Please let me know. My mind is open to the evidence in either direction. Just bring the evidence to the fore. Thanks, bye.